Hey guys, welcome back to Ed's Garage. Today is a fun one because I get to test out something that I have been wanting to get for quite a while now, ever since seeing these online, these Android AI boxes. I thought, you know what, how cool would that be to be able to watch Netflix or play video games or whatever, use any sort of Android app on my car's screen while I'm charging, or just, you know, maybe I'm camping or on a long drive and I'm just standing eating in my car or whatever. So this video, you should know, is sponsored by linkifun.com. You know what? I'll put it down here so you can see it. Linkifun.com. And if you want to get one of these, if you want to get your hands on one of these cool little products, check out the description below because I'll have a link to where you can buy this thing. So this is the Android AI box, and just a couple things before I start pulling this open and showing you what it can do. So this is running a Qualcomm octa-core 11 nanometer quad-core A73 plus the quad-core A53. So it's a Snapdragon 665 and then the Qualcomm octa-core GPU. So yeah, it's reasonable specs. Now, before I get too far into this, guys, I will say this. I did get this for fun. This video is sponsored by linkifun.com, but I'm not going to hold back. If there's something I don't like about this, I'll point it out. And so far, you know, the specs look okay. I mean, I'm not expecting, you know, Galaxy S23 levels of performance out of this thing. But that's okay. It runs full Android. It is Android 12, so it is a little outdated as far as Android OSs go. Android 14 is starting to come out now. Android 13's been out for a while. But yeah, as you can see, Android 12. But that's going to be more than sufficient for anything we want to do in the car. Cool thing is it's got 4 gigs of memory, 64 gigs of storage. That's this particular one. You can also get these with 8 gigs of memory or and 128 gigabytes of storage, or 8 gigs of memory and 256 gigabytes of storage. The other cool thing is that they do have a 4G connection as well. So it says built-in 4G traffic card without connecting to phones. I'm not sure exactly how that works, so we'll figure that out. Built-in YouTube, Netflix, Maps, Disney Plus, etc. And then, of course, you can access the Google Play Store. It also has the capability of displaying wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, so we'll test that out as well. And it's got a TF card slot. So let's rip into this and see what it looks like. All right, we have a little product manual here. Yeah, we'll start going over that in a bit. And then the actual box here. Oh, okay, nice and slim. So that's good. For use, please cancel the pairing between the mobile phone and the original vehicle screen, Bluetooth. So I noticed that when I was doing a quick review of a wireless Android Auto box. You have to actually remove your existing Bluetooth connections for your car and stuff like that, because otherwise your car is just going to continue to try to connect to that. So we'll do that first before we try to link up this thing. All right, so on the one side here we've got what looks like a card slot for like a 4G or 5G, why can't I think of the name? SIM slot. It's a SIM slot. And then underneath that we have an SD card slot or TF card slot. It's USB-C. That's nice to see. And then what looks like a headphone jack. Yeah, input 5 volts, of course, USB-C. And that looks like an HDMI, like a mini HDMI port. Interesting. So this is the 464 gig version, 4 gigs RAM, 64 gigs of space. Oh, it's got a microphone. So that's probably what goes into the headphone jack then. That makes sense. Yeah, no nice mounting clip or anything, unfortunately, there. Other connections, we got the USB-C cable. Oh, it's purple. USB-C to USB-C, so I guess it depends on the car. And then, yeah, HDMI. Now, I'm not sure if that's HDMI out or, yeah, it must be HDMI out. It's got to be, right? I think. Okay, and then we have the little SIM slot tool here. So let's pop this out. Oh, it's got some plastic over it. All right, so a bit of a design issue here. They've kind of recessed all the plugins and the card slot and whatnot, and your fingers don't fit in there. So I can imagine that TF card slot is going to be a real pain. So that's kind of a poor design choice. Okay, well, there was no card. No SIM card in the SIM tray. So I guess the idea is that you can add one and then use this as a standalone device without having to use your phone through Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So yeah, that's kind of neat. But let's go ahead and plug it into the car and see what happens. All right, so I'm just sitting in my car here. I've got a 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6, in case you're wondering. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Setup, Device Connections, and we're going to go ahead and remove the phone. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that device. So this is actually the phone that I'm using to make this video. There we go. That's deleted. Perfect. And now the next thing, of course, is going to be to plug in the device. All right, so I grabbed the manual here. Just before I go ahead and plug it in, I figured I'd have a quick look and see if that is indeed the correct process. So yeah, product connection, main page introduction. So plug in the box into the original CarPlay interface, wait to enter the box interface. Please make sure the phone Bluetooth and original car Bluetooth have been unpaired before connecting. So that is now done. Now I've also made sure to remove my car from my phone. So I've removed the phone from the car and removed the car from the phone. Now it already says home screen introduction, so I guess we can just got to go ahead and plug this guy in. So let's do that. A little twist tie here, we got to get off. Okay, USB-C, oops. So on the Ioniq 6, this is the plug that would normally be used for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So we're going to go ahead and plug the box right into that. Got a blue light that comes on. And a red light that just flashed and is flashing. So what's the next step? Oh, there we go. Let's get you zoomed in on the screen here. So that's interesting. So it got to the home screen, was not full screen, and then just kind of shut off and rebooted. Oh, here we go. Agree, don't prompt again. Ah, this looks much better. Okay, so I think what happened was it booted up the first time and it didn't actually have the correct screen format. And I think it just figured that out and restarted with the correct format. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So if I swipe over, this looks an awful lot like Apple CarPlay, actually. I mean, it's not. It's running Android Auto, but it looks like Apple CarPlay. What is this little box? Oh, okay, there's like a little floating menu. Yeah, you can move that anywhere. Can I move the box anywhere? Oh yeah, I can move this little floating menu box anywhere I want. Okay. Interesting. So I've noticed here that I don't actually have a back button on some screens. So that's why this little guy is here. So we can hit the back button and go back here. So a lot of this stuff is going to require an internet connection. Currently my phone is not actually hooked up yet. So basically what it's looking for is I assume it's a wireless signal from somewhere. So let's go to Wi-Fi set. Here we go. And let's turn the Wi-Fi on. Now, obviously, it's not going to be able to pick up Wi-Fi signals when, when you're driving, unless you have your wireless hotspot enabled on your phone. But I'm going to go ahead and just connect to my wireless internet connection here at home in the garage. All right, there we go. It's connected. It has a reasonable signal. It's not spectacular, but I am, of course, in the garage, pretty far away from the wireless router. So we have a clear task button here. That's nice to see. So it kind of just shuts everything off that was running. All right, we have a connection to wireless internet. We can change the location here for our map, or change the location for our weather. Okay, but it does have the correct layout now, so that's good. Oh, minus 20 tomorrow. Gross. We have iPhone screen mirroring. We have Android Cast. We even have DLNA. So a lot of means of basically sharing from your phone something to play back on this screen. That's pretty cool. There's all of our apps there. So this icon right here takes us to all the apps that we could possibly want to view. Let's try out YouTube. So I just found something that was kind of cool. So if I hit the search button and then I hit the microphone, even though I don't have the microphone plugged in, it actually does work. Ed's Garage. There we go. So that actually worked just fine. Let's open up one of my videos here because it definitely has me talking in it. There we go. So that's really good. So YouTube videos work great. So actually really good quality as well. Like the resolution is good. As a matter of fact, I can go, let's see, higher picture quality. Let's go to advanced, put it in 1080p. Yeah, this works awesome. Okay, let's go back to the home screen here. Cool. I want to try a game, though. I don't know about you guys, but I think a game would be fun to try. So let's get something interesting here. All right, so while I've got a game downloading, I figured I'd go into the settings to see what sort of things we can actually connect to it or use in it. So you'll notice there's an Android settings here within the settings screen. Open that up. Now it looks very much like your typical Android settings. And I've noticed this a lot with, Chinese devices and whatnot, is that the connected devices, the Bluetooth pairing, is a little bit different. But you know what? In this one, actually, this looks pretty normal. So that's kind of cool. You can see it's actually picking up my phone here. All right, check this out. So I've installed Real Racing 3 on this box now using basically just the Play Store. And I can go ahead and I can play Real Racing 3, but check this out. So it works pretty good. I mean, the graphics are decent. I mean, we are playing in a car on a car stereo after all. And check this out. I'm using an Xbox controller to do it. So I've Bluetooth linked the Xbox controller. It's plugged in right now just because the batteries in this controller are dead. But that's just plugged into power. Everything else is going through Bluetooth. And yeah, in case you're wondering why I'm doing so terribly in the game here, is because I'm looking at my phone screen to make sure that the recording is still going, and it is, of course. But yeah, how cool is that? So I can play games on Android, basically any Android app. So let's exit out of here. Resolution is pretty decent. And furthermore, so that's Real Racing. But let's say I want to watch a show. Let's open up Prime Video. And the interesting thing here, guys, check this out. I'm going to show you back to the main menu here. You can actually use the Xbox controller to control things on the unit as well. It's a little bit bouncy here with this controller. But anything that's Bluetooth, so whether you have a Bluetooth mouse or Bluetooth keyboard, you'll be able to control this with that in your car. So however you want to do it, it's pretty cool. But yeah, let's check out Prime Video here. Check this out. So this is just Top Gear, or not Top Gear rather. This is just the Grand Tour playing on this car screen now. Check this out.
Nearly all of it, mate, or about 90%. 91.
Now what's really neat is I can actually change the screen. So if I go into, let's get this out of the way here. If I go to zoom here, I can now fill the screen.
For example,
Awesome.
one of the reasons the 720 looks so pretty is because it's the only mid-engine supercar.
So yeah, really any Android app that'll work on Android 12 with these specifications will work on the car's screen now. So what's interesting though is that, you know, you don't have to just resort to only games and videos. I mean, you can open up a document editor and type out documents, assuming you had a keyboard connected to this. This is pretty powerful, but let's see how it looks with Android Auto. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up my phone and see how that looks. All right, so not really exactly sure how to do this, so I'm just going to check through the menus here. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be anything there. Car Auto. Okay, so now I need to Bluetooth link my phone to this device. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. All right, I've gone ahead and told my phone to connect to that Bluetooth device you just saw there. So I'm going to go through the settings here, Android Auto, and boom, there we go. Obviously got to blur that out because my music starts playing right away. So right away, I've got full Android Auto wirelessly, and everything appears to be working relatively well. It's not quite as quick as my other wireless device, not yet anyway. I mean, it's working okay. But let's hit exit here, see what happens. Okay, it goes back to the Android screen. So basically now I have the option of using my built-in vehicle operating system, or I can hit what says Apple CarPlay to get me back into the Android box, or I can go to Car Auto and open up Android Auto. Man, that is something else. Let's exit out of here. Should take us back to there. Yep, perfect. Wow, that's really cool. I wonder if this can get internet if it's not connected to a Wi-Fi signal. I wonder if I can get it from the phone somehow via the Android Auto Bluetooth connection. I mean, you could set up a wireless hotspot on your phone and then have the Android box pick that up as well. But then I don't know if Android Auto would still work. Okay, gonna try that. All right, I've gone ahead and turned on my wireless hotspot on my phone. So I'm now gonna see if I can connect to it with the Android box. All right, so it's now connected to my phone. So we should have internet again. My phone is not connected to my house. It's connected to the Android box. So do we still have Android Auto? Yes, we do. Wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, depending on which one you prefer to use. And do we now have Prime Video again? Still Fast and Furious. Let's see if that works. It's fitting. So I've now shared. I've now shared my wireless connection, my data connection from my phone wirelessly to the Android box, and it's still working with Android Auto. So that all functions. That's pretty awesome. I mean, the only time you're going to be really using this is when you're out on the road anyway, and you're going to want to be sharing your mobile hotspot, regardless. You're at a charging station or something like that, and you want to watch a show or play a game, then you might want to enable your hotspot. Now, of course, the box also has a SIM slot, so the alternative would just be to get yourself another SIM card with some data on it, throw it in there, and then just use the internet natively right on the box. That's a pretty neat proposition as well, that we don't have to share your data from your cell phone. So that might be something worth looking into, but of course then you're paying an additional monthly charge for monthly data there. So all in all, I'd say this is a pretty cool device. It works exceptionally well. It's certainly quick enough. I mean, I think it goes without saying to obviously not use this while driving. I hope that you guys don't need to be reminded of that. So I'll make that a disclaimer for this video. I am not endorsing, watching videos or playing games or editing Word documents on Android Auto while driving or on Android. But all in all, I'd say pretty awesome little box. Definitely recommend it. It's called the Android 12 GT6 Android AI box from Link-E Fun or Link-I Fun, as you can see on the box name there. So Pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want to check this out for yourself, check out the ilinkfun.com website in the description below, and a link directly to this device if you want to get one for yourself. All right. Again, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Take care.